Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, just wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, just wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Now that 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Greetings. We are in the lab, and I'm drinking some smart water. Not that we're doing a plug for them, but drinking some smart water because I went to a smart school. Warriors in the house. Coach Julius Hall is here. Got Coach Stud here. Coach Eric in the house. This is Ebony Sports Reporters. We say to everyone, share. Glad to have you all here. And Coach Julius Hall, do you need some smart water or do you just need to have some warriors in your life?
Well, I thought that you were on to something for a minute until you said you went to a smart school and smart water wasn't even invented back then. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay. All right. This is Ebony Sports Reporters. Again, Coach Eric, Coach Stud in the house, Coach Julius Hall. And we're going to get into this right here. Coach Stud, you got a basketball camp and you charging nearly $3,000. Kwame Brown had to call you out. You and Stephen A. Smith. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Stud? But y'all basketball camp cost at $3,000 each.
I totally agree with Kwame Brown on that. That's just way too much. When I first seen it, he said normally be from $300 to $400. I totally agree with him. It was that's excessive for a basketball camp.
Yes, indeed. And Coach Julius Hall.
When you're given a whole lot, then a lot should be expected of you. And was Stephen A. Smith a basketball player? That's what he played?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I didn't even know that because he wasn't no big star to me. But my thing is this: he makes millions and millions of dollars at ESPN. He's a high-paid mouthpiece. So I can't see why he isn't doing a charity basketball camp. You know, why these kids got to pay all those astronomical amounts of money to come to his camp for him to make more money off of some kids when he should be giving back. That's my problem with it.
Okay. All right. And again, commentary has been made about that because, again, people being concerned. Kwame Brown called it on out. But then also now we're going to come to one of the favorites for Coach Julius Hall, and that is the SEC. The SEC. We got a surprise. We got a video, and it is a surprise. Coach Julius Hall, play the video, please.
Birthday to you.
Coach Julius Hall, since you are a fan of the Bulldogs, we were thinking about doing a surprise for you, something similar to that. How would you feel about that, Coach Julius Hall? And have you ever experienced anything like that? What's your thoughts about all that?
I've never experienced anything like that. But my problem is this. Those colors didn't look like no Georgia Bulldog colors.
Oh, no, they weren't Bulldog colors. They were colors for LSU.
Oh,
he's an Alabama fan, but I'm just saying we wanted to do you like that.
Oh no, y'all wouldn't do me like that because I throw the cake at y'all. If y'all put, I don't want y'all to give me nothing for Alabama. Don't put Alabama in front of me.
Wow. Okay. Coach Stud, Coach Julius Hall has said he's going to give you a cake and it's going to have FSU on it, on the cover, but then, and the icing and all that, but then it's going to have some blue and orange on one part, then it's going to have some green and orange. How you going to feel about that, Coach Stud? Have you ever experienced something like that before?
No, I didn't. I never experienced nothing like that, but that SEC West is serious now. That was a prank birthday gift, you know, and he showed him what he thought of it.
The whole crew. I was like, yes, because even his wife had a reaction because it was like she knew, bam, he's going to get hit hard because he even had that big A tatted on him. But yeah, so, you know, that's how it gets. And so now we got some other things too. It is some NFL intros, and this is going to be quite interesting. We got two parts to them. The NFL intros. Coach Julius Hall.
Chris Jenkins, this jersey is too tight.
OBJ, him University.
Ed Reed, I was born to do this.
Deion Dawkins, you already know University.
I thought in Gonzalez, University of California. Okay?
Michael Bennett,
Wakanda forever!
I'm Antoine Randall, Indiana University.
Matthew Judon, body built by Taco Bell.
OBJ, I'm him.
Kraken, Hogwarts.
Marty, the Imagination Agency.
Jared Allen, Culinary Academy.
Tyler Lockett, Barnard Elementary.
Ball So Hard University.
Russell Wilson from a whole pack of badges. 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 Russell Wilson from a whole pack of badges.
Jamal Adams, I'm the best in the nation!
Marshawn Lynch, Oakland Ice City, California.
OBJ, I'm him.
I thought in Gonzalez, University of California. Okay?
Randy Moss, a.k.a. Super Freak Marshall.
Matthew Judon, body built by Taco Bell.
Jamal Adams, I'm the best in the nation!
Hacksaw. Ball So Hard University.
Jared Allen, Joshua Burns Preschool. Jared Allen, homeschooled. Thanks, Bob.
Sexy Dexy, Clemson.
Russell Okun, Wakanda Tech.
Julius Hall, the Wolverine.
Oh, Jesus. Coach Stud, how do you feel about that? Which one do you like? Or what introduction have you liked with regards to any athletes, football, basketball, any athletes, or boxing, any of that, or any of those that you just saw? Or if you want to do your own introduction?
No, the best introduction I like the Detroit Pistons. They radioed Mason. I likes the way he introduced their starting line up there in the Palace. But for his football, he's no longer in the lead. His name was Darian Sharper. He played corner for the Green Bay Packers and safety. I used to like to hear him say, "Darren ain't nobody else sharper," and I used to like that one there. But I'm glad to see them let them bring a little, flavor to it. You know, it used to be just simply they'll just say the college that they went to. Then they went to, if they didn't really have a good vibe with the college when they departed, then they'll say they high school. But I'm glad to let them see them bring a little flavor to it, you know. So it just won't be just so cut like college a little bit. That's nice. Yeah.
All right. And now I was so happy about Russell Wilson, what he was saying, because I said, he kept saying a Badger, and I said, guess what? That just knocks out anything about any other little creature that might be around. You know, he ain't say nothing about no gopher, and he ain't say nothing about some other he ain't say about no otter, he ain't say nothing like that. He ain't say no ermine or nothing like that, and I was so happy about that. But Coach Julius, we'll come to you, and we just want you to talk about which one did you like. Don't come with nothing else, because we know what you're trying to do.
Well, I liked Tony Gonzalez, the way that he just put that expression to it. He was putting a little flair to it. You know, I liked and it was that was kind of it wasn't just plain and simple. You see how most of the guys on Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, they just say Julius Hall, Tompkins High Wolverines. No, he put flair and was emphasis that in it. So yeah, that's what I liked about it.
And to America, go ahead, Coach.
Now, Russell Wilson originally signed with NC State. He was a two-sport star. He played a little baseball there, and things didn't work out, and he transferred to Wisconsin. So,
yes, sir,
he's bringing a whole bunch of badges.
That's right. We were so happy that he didn't say nothing about nothing other creature like that like a cousin to a badge. And we were so happy, but Coach Julius Hall tried to throw it up there, But yeah, he was a wolf pack, and then went on and became a Badger. But yes, indeed. So again, as I said, add a little element of flavor to it all. And so now we move on to someone. We saw him last week, and so Coach Julius Hall had kind of mentioned some things, and so that's when we said, all right, we'll add another part to it. And this is Coach Rob DeLoach. It's a video of Coach Rob DeLoach with a young man who does his own sports show, his own sports report, or his talk show. So Coach Rob DeLoach, it ain't for everyone.
So what's the meaning behind it's not for everybody?
See, you said it like most of my educators tell me. They say, Rob, make sure you use proper English. And I say, no, it ain't for everybody. So I had to emphasize it's just certain things in life that you have to make a decision. Whether you want to work hard, whether you want to be that D1 athlete, do you want to be a D1 long jumper, sprinter? And it takes a lot of work. And as you can see, it's not a lot of people that's doing it. So what that tells you is that I'm the best of the best. I'm with the elite of the elite because I put in the work. So when I see people and I see young people and I see kids and say, based on the kind of work that it takes to get to this level, it ain't for everybody.
Coach Julius Hall, it ain't for everybody.
It's not, because you got to go through a whole lot to be the best. And a lot of people don't want to go through that. A lot of people they only want one part of it, and that's the stardom part of it, the celebrity part of it. You got to be willing to take the whole package and do everything. And that's the problem. A lot of people are not willing for the full commitment. They don't want the hard work. They just want the glory. They want the reward, and that's not how it goes.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Coach Stud, it ain't for everybody.
He's certainly right about that. I assume that's the father of Florida State, Kalen DeLoach, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It ain't for everybody. To get there, you have to put in the hard work, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears sometime to get to that next level. It's just not for everybody. Everybody want the glory. That's the backside of it. But to get there, they don't want to put the work in. My uncle used to tell me that when I was playing Part 1 of football, and he'll catch me on my calisthenics, and he'll tell me, say, nephew, you want the glory, but you don't want to put the work in to get there. And he'll catch me every time. And I often remember that through junior high and high school.
Okay. All right. And that's a powerful point right there. And so now we come to Coach Stud again. Coach Stud is down with a group of people. And Coach Stud, they are now trying to wreak havoc in the world of college athletics. And they are trying to leave from the ACC, trying to go to the SEC, and that's Florida State and also Clemson. And some have rumored that the SEC will like Miami also, so Miami has a history and a tradition. So, Coach Stud, why y'all trying to leave? Why y'all want to be the? Even Paul Feinbaum is saying that, hey, Florida State and Clemson, come on over to the SEC.
Well, we know to be the best, you got to play the best and beat the best. And the way it's divided now, our conferences is not the elite in the football. Basketball, we are elite conference. But if we want want to contend year after year and play for these national championships and make these playoffs, we got to get in a conference where we are playing top rank competition week in and week out. So definitely we're going to make the move. That's where it's at. It's in the SEC. Florida State and Clemson, come on. Miami, if they'll take Miami, Miami going to come too. I definitely look for us to both.
You have heard something exclusive here on Ebony Sports Reports from Coach Stud. Coach Stud, an exclusive on Ebony Sports Reports. He said they about to bolt. They're about to bolt. So when it happened, understand, Ebony Sports Reporters said it. Paul Feinbaum suggested it, but guess what? Ebony Sports Reporter, we reported it is happening. So again, Coach Stud, Coach Eric said it. So Coach Julius Hall, what's going on with all of that, Coach Julius Hall?
Well, it's all about money. And I think that the SEC is the powerhouse. Everybody has to be in competition with the SEC. And I like it because it's competitive, and I get to see some late games on the some great late games on the West Coast. I think it's too many conferences anyway. Matter of fact, they should do like basketball almost. I mean, basketball got it also, but basketball is wide open. And with college basketball is wide open. Anybody can beat anybody in those in college basketball, but it's just competitive, and it's all about money.
And so you said something interesting, Coach Julius Hall. Some have gone and said that college football is going to become just like the NFL, that they're now going to have just two conferences. You got the NFC and the AFC. They say that's what's going to ultimately happen, that you're going to have these major conferences now coming together, and that's what you're going to see, and that those teams are now going to be the ones that are going to be playing for national championships. So, again, we said everyone share. David Bannon, glad to have you joining us here. Always great supporter of our Black Media Network. And again, Ebony Sports Reporters, we say share to everyone. And so now we're going to come to this right here. What about the PACC? The PACC, that it is the Pacific Atlantic Coast Conference. What you think about that? Because there's some conversations going on with Stanford and Cal, that's Berkeley, now coming over to that East Coast side with the ACC, getting tied to academics and athleticism. So, Coach Julius Hall, what about that PACC?
Well, they'll just be the ACC. They just happen to be from over that way. All the schools can tie in academically anyway. But when it comes to sports, it's a whole lot to travel and play every weekend. Cal got to travel to the Atlantic coast to play somebody. So them coming into the ACC is going to be hard, and being competitive. Cal, that's Cal, Berkeley, and Stanford. Stanford just started playing good ball the last 10 years or so. Stanford won no hell of a basketball. They're a good basketball team, especially women's. But we'll wait. The book is still out on that.
Well, now what the deal is, Stanford overall athletic program, they are ones ranked up there, and that's what some people are looking at, that Stanford program athleticism. They're like, because it is Stanford and Virginia, that those are the schools that are right there. Overall athleticism, they programs compete nationally. So, but it does come down to that money and that travel. Because again, if you leave from the West Coast, it is a 5-hour trip. But then to go back to the West Coast is a 4-hour trip. And people are saying, hey, wait a minute, that's going to impact student athletes. And so, again, that reputation. So, Coach Stud, how you feel about that? The PACC.
Due to the time zone and the travel distance and looking at the student body, athlete may have to be out of class by Wednesday to come to the what we gonna call the East Coast, it will surprise you. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but it will surprise me if it do because of that. And just like you just spoke, for its overall athletic and academic, Stanford is ranked right up there with the best. So that would surprise me because of the athlete will have to miss Wednesday, Thursday of class. I mean, they would do it if it's a bowl game, school is about out then, or something like this. But this could be, they may have 2 games scheduled on the East Coast. Are they going to stay over or are they going to go back and come back? That's going to be interesting to see how that fare out.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And excuse me, we talked to an athlete who plays for UNC. And she said that for them to do when they leave on Thursday. And that's right now. And that's what her playing for UNC. So, Coach Julius Hall, is it time for a commercial break, Coach Julius Hall?
It most certainly is. You know all that. We'll be right back.
We are back, Ebony Sports Reporters, with Coach Julius Hall, Coach Eric Stud in the house, and we said, all y'all share. Now, again, Coach Julius Hall is the producer and president of Our Black Media, and he made a request on last week. So there may be 1 video or maybe 2 videos that may be played right now, and this is a special request from Coach Julius Hall.
What video is that? Which one?
Is all for Fatima Jameh and Kadi Sagnia. And so, that's one on we list as Coach Julius Hall request.
Oh, she didn't I don't know whether she loaded those, did she?
Yeah, I know you say one of them she may not have done, but then it's like Coach Julius Hall request.
I don't see those. I see Keela Sharman, Morgan Mitchell. I see a whole bunch of Isabella.
Okay.
But I don't see them. That's why she's not here. I mean, she's not here. Oh, hold on. I think hold on. I think she did load one of them. She did get one of them.
So on next week, we will have the other one that will be loaded. And so this is all based on the request of Coach Julius Hall from what he saw on last week. So now we had Kadi 2 weeks ago. And so we had Fatima last week. But then he said he needed one with Fatima that was a slow motion one. And that was his request. And I said, we'll see what we can do. So that's why he said I was not enthusiastic about his request. So this time we wanted him to see. So Coach Julius Hall, what are your thoughts about the long jumper from Spain?
Well, I didn't think that I thought it was a fluke, and I wanted to make sure that she did jump that far. And so we did see that she can jump. But her outfit was awesome also. But we did see that she could jump. She does jump pretty far, and the outfit just stretched a little, probably because it was a little. I thought Bernard had requested that one. I think I requested some of the ones that's coming up too.
So, Coach Eric, your thought with the long jump again. Fatima Jammeh, who is from Spain, who is an athlete and won a medal for Spain. So, what's your thoughts with regards to her abilities? Because Coach Hall, as he indicated, he didn't think it was real that she could jump that far.
I didn't either. Oh, excuse me.
Okay. All right. So as I guess we're going to have a part 3 to this, and you'll probably determine is it Kadi or Fatima, which one is actually the better one out of those long jumpers on next week. And that's so all of you looking around the entire world, because again, we say Ebony Sports Reporters, we focus on sports from around the entire world. And so we got another one coming up right now. This is a video of Coach Bernard Brown and Ronald Wilson. Coach Bernard Brown and Ronald Wilson.
Le reamintește maestru Sandu Lungu.
Am emoții. Deja eu am emoții.
Se vede diferența foarte mare, după cum vedeți.
Daniel Drugă fiind la înălțimea...
Eu zic că Daniel va duce...
Zâmbește înainte de o...
And of course, the little fella was, as Coach Bernard Brown said, the little fella was Ronald Wilson. The big fella was Bernard Brown, Coach Bernard Brown. So, Coach Stud, the slapping competition. How do you feel about that, Coach Stud? And that is a sport.
Hey. It's gonna get them in the arena. Anything that's got some excitement for us physical, we're gonna pay to come see it.
All right. And Coach Julius Hall, the slap contest.
I think it looked more like it was a schools representing each other. And the little school was Tom. The big school was Jenkins.
Whoa!
And it seems like it didn't even look real, because when y'all hit us, it did not even affect us. Did y'all see that? The dude didn't even move, and he got slapped by a big old guy. And he just did that and come right. It didn't even look like he really hit him. And then for the little guy, the Wolverine, to hit the Warrior like that, the Wolverine knocked the Warrior out with one punch. But they say it ain't in the strength. It's in the attitude. Did you see the attitude? It was displayed in that young man when he knocked him out just then. Great example of Wolverine defeating a big warrior.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Julius Hall. We appreciate that. There's something that we need to get to, and I had skipped over it. And this is tied to that there are some people who are talking about the Super Bowl. Some have contended that the Super Bowls, there have been some Super Bowls that have been rigged, even going back to Super Bowl III with regards to the Jets versus the Baltimore Colts. And that now brought about and further the merger of the NFL and the AFL. So, Coach Julius Hall, are you going along that same line? Because some are saying throughout time, there have been Super Bowls that have been rigged, because I know that you are a Falcons fan, and I know you think of some stuff about that too. Go ahead, Coach Julius Hall.
Well, ain't no doubt whatsoever. The 28-3 game was rigged when New England came back and beat the Falcons. There's nothing you can say about that. You don't come back from that in a Super Bowl, a game that big, and then you don't score no more points to even make the game competitive. No, that game was rigged all the way.
Okay. He's trying to take go ahead, what were you saying?
The Falcons supposed to have won that Super Bowl. They wanted Tom Brady. It was rigged. Games are rigged in the NFL. And I don't know how they get all those players to be in collusion like that, but some of those games are rigged.
Okay. He's trying to come at the legend of Tom Terrific. Wow. So, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts about this? That they have some players have gone and said that they believe the games have been rigged in the Super Bowl.
I totally agree with that. Not only in the Super Bowl, in my opinion, all professional sports, that they can control that outcome. In that game, that a Super Bowl, it was just a little bit too much money had been laid on the Falcons at that time. Now,
Okay.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
All right.
I think the Colts was a 16-point underdog in Super Bowl III, and Joe Willie Namath down on South Beach drinking beer and guaranteed a victory. Wasn't even practicing. He knew something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they say Carol Rosenblum, who was the owner, also was probably involved in it. What you gonna say, Coach Julius Hall?
We got a caller saying that he got a dispute with you, and he wanted to tell you something totally different, and they called into the show.
Jamal, can you hear me?
He hear you.
No, I can't. I can't hear you.
You don't have to hear me. If you're going to talk information, you should be complete and correct. The reason the Baltimore Colts could not have beat the Jets because their starting quarterback got hurt. Earl Morrall was supposed to be the starting quarterback. He got hurt. Before him, Johnny Unitas got hurt. They had to put in a running back named Tom Maddy, who was a halfback. He played quarterback. The Baltimore Colts did not have a quarterback. He was a halfback playing quarterback in the Super Bowl. If you doubt me, look the records up. Be factual when you talk to people and just don't give them all sort of wrong information. Because the New York Jets had a better quarterback named Joe Namath from Alabama. He was a much more superior quarterback. Although Baltimore had a better team, but their offense could not move because they didn't have a good quarterback. That's why it was a low-scoring game. And the Jets picked them apart and got a lot of first down and upset. It was a major upset.
Okay.
And I'll tell you something. That's the viewing audience as well. The first Super Bowl, what network carried the football game? The first Super Bowl? ABC, CBS, or NBC? Who carried the first Super Bowl? That's a good trivia question.
Okay, well, caller, we thank you for that call. We're glad you're watching. Share, and we appreciate you watching and correcting our analysts.
No. Oh, it's not a correction, and we can send you the information with regard to this. So that's why. So excuse me. Let me go and clarify what. And this.
Charlie.
Hold on. You got. Hold up.
Okay.
Because what we do, we research, and so now that's going to tell me that your research is faulty because this commentary has come from players in the Super Bowl, not me. And in fact, one of them was one of the defensive players for the Baltimore Colts. Now, also, what some have gone and said that Weeb Eubanks, who was the coach for the Jets, also he had coached for the Baltimore Colts. But this commentary did not originate from Jamal Turay, and I'll be gladly send you the link that where they're going to discuss this, and it was defensive players for the Baltimore Colts when they said the game was rigged. And also now, when I mentioned about Carol Rosenblum, who was the owner of the Colts, he also was gambling, and that Pete Rozelle, as some of them have thought about, had probably gone to Carol because Carol indicated that he was going to leave the NFL and then go to the NFC and not being the NFC, but being the AFC. So that's why some of them, along with some of the other Super Bowls, I just mentioned one of them, but I will send you the link. And then from there, you will then go and understand that there are players who, even some that you all know are popular players of today, of this time period, who also indicated that they thought the Super Bowls were rigged. So Ebony Sports Report is what we do research and then provide the information that others don't talk about. So that is not discussed on ESPN or on Fox Sports or any of that. Guess what? That's discussed on Ebony Sports Reporters on the Our Black Network. And we will send you the link because all our coaches get the same link. It is not what Jamal Touré has created. And so Coach Julius Hall can go and verify that and say, no, he didn't create it. He sent us the article that was put out there and the videos. Thank you very much. That's why we have Ebony Sports Reporters. We're always so insightful.
See?
I was just sharing. So that's for the viewing audience. Yeah, now y'all see where we get the stuff from. So that's what happens. So there is, again, the commentary out there. Excuse me. I found it intriguing. I haven't gone and thought about any of them being rigged, but that's what's out there. And these are from NFL players, people who played in the game. And so again, with the Colts, it came from some Hall of Famers who have said that. Yes. So we go on to the next subject that we have, and this is now the road to Atlanta, And this is, again, for some of you know, the Celebration Bowl that is done it's the HBCU championship, the national championship for the HBCUs. So, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts with regards to what teams that you see in our HBCU orbit that will probably be playing in the Celebration Bowl out of the MEAC and out of the SWAC? Or who do you see on the horizon?
I kind of like Jackson State to go back because of the culture that Coach Sanders created there, and he left a coach in place that pretty much know the system now, and some players. It wouldn't surprise me if Jackson State went back there because of the culture that he created in Jackson down there, and with the coaching weight. I really like Jackson State. It wouldn't surprise me if they right back there.
All right. And Coach Julius Hall.
And then I'm about to go back.
Okay.
South Carolina.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Go ahead, Coach Hall.
That's what I was about to say, Coach Eric, that South Carolina State got up for that game because, see, they were supposed to get blown out. They were supposed to get beaten by Jackson State, and they showed up. And Jackson State was too content with thinking that it was their game. Nobody couldn't beat them. You see? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year, whether Jackson State will be able to continue that momentum since Deion is gone, whether South Carolina State came up on that from beating Jackson State, whether their recruiting improved or not, whether they got those skilled position players to come in and help them. So it's going to be interesting. I like those two teams also. I haven't been able to go all the way through my book that I just got in. Y'all know I got it in, So, I do my studying. It got all the stats for every college team in the country right here. And then I put it in my head, and then I go from there. Yeah. So, anyway.
That's Mark Lawrence. That's Mark Lawrence.
Yeah, Mark Lawrence.
We're going to have a second Charlie Brown tied to Our Black Media. Oh, my God. And there's going to be an Ebony Sports Report. But then also throw it out there, Charlie Brown, to everybody looking at the show, when I was a little boy, he did not give me any chicken when I had a coupon, but that's another story. Maybe he might do an advertisement, commercial with us on Our Black Media. So we'll move on to this right here because we've gone to sports. We see a rugby player playing soccer. A rugby player playing soccer. And see, I was so excited about this particular video, this clip right here, that I even forgot to mention that ESPN is going to be showing the Benedict and Fort Valley game, the football game, Division II game, and they said they're going to be hyping that up. So I guess I wanted to just say SIAC people, that game's going to be hyped up. But I was so excited to get the commentary from Coach Julius Hall about the rugby player who plays soccer.
Again, that didn't look real because when he landed on the guy, did y'all see that puff of dust come up? It was like he pulverized him. I thought he had to get thrown out the game. He had to get thrown out the game. They probably waiting on him in the parking lot to take him to jail. Good Lord, he read that guy hit by white jab. What the hell?
See, no yellow card, no red card. Yeah. So, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts?
He need to stay with rugby. That's where he need to stay with rugby. For real. That's not soccer. He need to stay with rugby.
So yes. It is something that, again, sports from around the entire world for you that we provide for you here on Ebony Sports Reporters. And also now we provide you with regards to, again, health and fitness. Because again, Coach Julius Hall has said to me, we need to do health and fitness also regarding Ebony Sports Reporters. So again, whatever I'm showing with health and fitness is based on what Coach Julius Hall and Coach Bernard Brown has said, and Coach Rob DeLoach, that's what they had wanted. So Isabella Mira got 2 videos of Isabella Mira. It's health and fitness. Isabella Mira.
And guys, pay close attention to how Isabella really works it out. Isabella works it, just pay close attention.
Everything about powerlifting is the amount of food that we get to eat, especially during our lifts. I need my sister to help me get these up. Oh. All right, this is the hardest part.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Here we go. Yup. She don't need me. Yup. Got another one? Here we go. Yup.
Whoa. Do I get a treat for that one? Gotta be quicker than that.
T-time like I got a cup of this shit. T-time like golf at 5:45. I love to fuck on a regular bitch. Famous hoes lame.
What kind of music that is?
Oh, okay. So we were surprised about the music, but that's Isabella Mira. And so she's in health and fitness, and so she's one of the athletes out there with regard to health and fitness. And Coach Stud, Isabella Mira, what's your thoughts with regards to now we're seeing more women now getting to health and fitness, and they are now working it out?
She gonna get a lot of views and a lot of people joining her.
All right.
If they trying to all get that body that she did, you can believe that now. Yeah. I don't want her to do too. She's just right. I see sometimes they can get too much and then they go to having the man features. It just work out a little too much. She's perfectly tuned. She's eating, putting the right food in her body with good exercise.
Coach Julius Hall, you saw the muscle structure of her. You saw the muscle definition. What was your thoughts with regard to her muscle definition?
Well, her lower body work was outstanding. Her middle body work was just outstanding. It was impeccable, if I must say. But I would give her some advice from being her agent. And that is, if the workout thing don't work, you sure could do some modeling for Schultz. You could do some modeling for Schultz. Let me see.
T-time like I got a.
She could do modeling for those Schultz. They need to hire her immediately.
And that's coming from your agent, Coach Julius Hall. He's your agent, Isabella Mira. So again, fitness, health, wellness, that is what she does, and doing all of that. And so again, you see definition. And now we come to Pee Wee baseball, because the Little League World Series is going on right now. Playoffs, all that that's happening. And so we have Pee Wee baseball.
Pee Wee baseball. Where did she put that at? I saw her had it. Okay, she got
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Hold on.
Can you play that again?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
Lord have mercy, it ain't funny. It ain't funny. He got the ball. I guess he's taught to throw it to first base. He's taught to throw it to first base, Jamal.
Yeah.
So he threw it to first base, and the guy just happened to be on first base. He thought that was his own player. You know, they're little kids. They don't know. I don't think he meant to hit him on purpose, but he knocked it down.
Okay. Coach Julius Hall, I had not thought about that. Coach Julius Hall said that he thought that was his own player. That was his first baseman right there. When I thought that he was the first baseman, but Coach, you brought it some insight that I hadn't thought about. Okay.
Look where
Coach
he was.
Look
where he was. He was way over there by between the second base and the pitcher.
Right.
I can't see it.
Yo, let's play it again for you.
Yeah, let's play it again.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
He went to juvenile.
Lord. So the batter got his hit, so he's running to first base. And so again, as I always perceived, it was the first baseman. And so he gets the ball. And so as opposed to running, probably tagging him the base and tagging him, what he does, he throws the ball and he hits him. And the runner now falls out. And you can see the coach walking over, I'm like, okay. Coach Julius Hall brings us a perspective that's saying that they're probably on the same team. So that's why he threw the ball and struck him in the head, pretty much.
And he got a strong arm.
Yeah. So again, we don't do this for human's sake, just to let y'all understand that's why training is important. Training is important. It ain't for everyone. So you got to train. So what we're going to do right now, we need to go to a commercial. This is, again, Ebony Sports Reporters, Coach Julius Hall, Coach Eric Studd in the house. And Charlie Brown is watching, who still owes me for... And we are back, Ebony Sports Reporters, with Coach Eric Studd in the house and Coach Julius Hall in the house. And that we are in the lab here, Jamal Teray. And we are back. And so Ebony Sports Reporters, if you haven't realized this, we feature the sports of men and women. So again, we have everyone on ours. We just don't have segments just with regards to just men. We have women also. And so we come into women's rugby. So, Coach Stud, who should she be playing for? And your thoughts?
One of the women football teams. Yeah, she trumped and kept right on going.
Oh yes, oh yes.
In my opinion, she needs to be playing on one of the women football teams.
All right. So that intensity, that's right, not going to be stopped. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on that? Who should she possibly play for? Who should she possibly help?
She reminded me of what that boy name played with the Oakland. Used to run people over. Who Pete Carroll should have gave the ball to beat Tom Brady.
Marshawn.
She reminded me of Marshawn Lynch, but I think she's been playing with Philadelphia last year in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Wow. Coach Julius Hall. Coach Julius Hall. All right. You threw it out there. So, but again, women's rugby. So again, we say we focus on all sports, Ebony Sports Reporters here in the United States and around the entire world. But now we're going to come to the WNBA. The WNBA. Diana Taurasi scored the first player to score 10,000 points. First player in WNBA history to reach 10,000 points. And if Charlie Brown want to say something about it, we can send him the link with regards to that, Charlie Brown. So again, that's what they're saying. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regard to this milestone reached by Diana Taurasi with the Mercury?
That's all she got is 10,000 points. Yeah, she's been playing since I was a little boy.
No, Jesus.
She's been playing forever. She's still playing? Good Lord.
Yes.
When she retiring? Sue Bird done left. She was in there for Sue Bird.
Okay.
Good Lord. Okay, but 10,000 points. Congratulations, girl. You deserve it. She was a ball playing. She should have been playing in the NBA or the not WNBA, the D League, B League for the NBA. Taurasi was bad. Her and Candace Parker and all them, and Brittany Griner, all them should be playing on the men's level.
So to the UConn fans, to the UConn Huskies, ignore what that Wolverine has said. We have love for Diana Taurasi and her accomplishments. We know she's not been around that long. But then, Coach Stud, how do you feel about this milestone reached by Diana Taurasi?
That was a great accomplishment for her. 10,000 points. You got somebody play longer than her and never get to that. That was a great accomplishment, great milestone for her.
Okay. All right. And so now we move on to another sport. And this is tied to Killer Cameron Adams. Killer Cameron Adams. Killer. And there should be two videos of, and we don't have to play one of them. One of them is a little long. But then Killer Cameron Adams. We're going to let the producer determine, on one of them. But they should still be within that minute time period. Go ahead, Coach Julius Hall, Mr. Producer.
Life so dangerous. I was made for this.
Guys, what I can. Let's go there. Ready, fight. Strong. One more on it, girl. Ah, yeah, very good. You have it, Ken. Ken, you have it. Let's go, get it. Trust your time in time. Control your time, you can. Cross your arms, cross. Keep your arms on the hips. Keep your arms on the hips. Sit up three, Ken. You can on the cross.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Kimura, sit up three. Kimura, sit up three. Kimura, sit up
Yes,
three.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Kimura, sit up three.
Snatch it towards you. Snatch it towards you and up.
Hey, make tight and take your time. Make tight and take your time. Take your time now.
Up. Yes, ma'am.
Ken, when you feel, move your hip. Ken, your hip this way. When you feel, move your hip. Move your hip to the other side. Keep going. Don't let him go. Don't let him go, Ken. Don't let him go, Ken. Don't let him go. Don't let him go. Don't let him go. You have it. You have it. You're fine. Go to base up. Put your hands on the hip. It's all good. Go.
Snatch it towards you.
Ken, your hip this way. Your hip that way. Yeah, Ken.
Come on. Pull it. Up.
Keep move your hip. Without your pair guys. Move your hip without your pair guys. When you can't move your hip again, it's all good.
We'll take that.
Ken, careful. Ó, break this posture. We don't close this posture. Hey. Control the posture.
That's it.
Don't walk it. Don't walk it. You gotta pass. Vamos, girl. Vamos. Let's go, Ken. Aí, beautiful girl.
Good shit, girl.
Good job, girl. Good job, boys. Good job, everybody.
And that is Killer Cameron Adams, Killer Cam, and she is an up and coming artist. And now in one of the videos you saw her father there. Her father and her mother are right there with her, and her younger sister also involved in the art. So again, that goes to show some of the things people talk about athletes having your parents involved. And so, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to Killer Cameron Adams? Also, some people call her Spider.
She's like a spider because when she gets you in that web, she got some powerful legs. Powerful legs. That little boy could not get. She fighting a boy, and that little boy could not get out of that. There was nothing he could do, and then she put him in there and grabbed him in there. Ain't nothing he could do. He hooked. Ain't nothing he could do. She has the moves on him, and she has him locked in where he could do nothing in that time frame. So she has to win. She's a bad little girl.
Oh yes,
her right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Her parents involved right there with her. Coach Stud, Killer Cameron Adams, Killer Cam.
What amazed me about her is her strength, especially her lower body, like Coach Hall mentioned about her leg strength. As a female versus a male, the male is just always more dominant with more strength. That's just the way we was built. Our bodies, creatures are just more strong and more physical than the female creature. But she is going to really be something. She's going to really be something. They need to call her the Claw. But she put them legs around, he couldn't do nothing more. He couldn't move. He couldn't do nothing but wiggle and poop. He couldn't do nothing there.
And what is interesting in the first video, the girl who she was fighting in the first video in the match, that basically it's almost like she didn't want to have nothing to do with her, basically. Because again, I'm like, it's like so she's on the rise. That's Cameron Adams, Killer Cameron Adams, and so again, and her little sister's also moving up too, and that this is a family. And so now we had the AEW champion. That is Jay Cargill, but then that video is not ready. We have to show that next week. But now we're going to show a video of Charlie Brown. This is a video of Charlie Brown when he played for Richard Arnold, celebrating too early. Charlie Brown.
You don't, now you gone. Knife cutting straight to the fucking bone. Hand full of pills, don't know what the fuck they for. Tell them bitches, but you know the devil can't fucking overdose. Darkness taking over all the souls, the look of terror on the faces of the best is poison in the form of the fire burning up below that. It's not the question you've been searching the depths of hell
That was Charlie Brown celebrating too early. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts of Coach Charlie Brown celebrating too early?
I remember that play, and it's happened a number of times, and you got to follow through. It's always you got to follow through. You got to finish the play. Always finish the play. You can celebrate later. Stop trying to be so glamorous and showing out for the women and showing out for the sports agents up in the stand. They want people who finish, not people who showboat. And you got to finish. You got to be able to finish and finish strong. And that has happened a number of times. I've noticed in the last 5 years or so, probably about 5 or 6 times. It happens at least once a year where these kids don't cross the goal line. You got to finish.
Yes, sir. And Coach Stud, what are some experiences that you recall seeing something similar with Charlie Brown, people like Charlie Brown celebrating too early?
Deshaun Jackson done it against Dallas when he was with Philadelphia one night. And but they probably left the lights on after that game, and the young man coach had him running the stadium. You know, at that time now, it probably was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when he got done for not crossing the goal line, breaking the goal line playing with that ball before he started showboating. But you have to finish. You got to get in that end zone, and the guy picked it up and finally realized he can run. And look what it. That's what we call a 14-point swing now. They got 7 pinning the PAT. It goes back the other way, pinning the PAT. That's a 14-point swing now. Clearly just tuck the ball and get in the end zone, but he wanted to showboat before he finished the run.
All right. Yeah. And we love you, Charlie Brown. We love you. And so now we come to another person, Joe Louis. Joe Louis. Some people giving credit to Joe Louis with regard to desegregating professional golf. Again, Joe Louis, the heavyweight champion, Joe Louis, desegregating professional golf. Joe Louis, Coach Stud, how you feel about that? What's your thoughts with regards to that? Because that's a little known history fact that people don't realize regarding Coach Stud. Joe Louis.
The Brown Bomber. With him doing that, it paved the way for our others. You know, speaking of Tiger Woods, you know, to get to the level where they went at with golf. So that was a great accomplishment.
No, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards, again, Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, that he now plays a role with regards to golf being desegregated, and this little known history fact about him?
And it takes those types of sacrifices, those types of people to step forward to show that we can play in any arena. Back then, Joe Louis showed that our athleticism was part of our DNA. And if you notice and you look around the world now, there's no sport that we won't dominate if we're into it. Baseball, we dominated baseball for so long, and now we just don't have baseball in our communities no more. That's the only reason you don't see us in baseball. They took it out because they had to have something that we weren't in control of. You know, we dominate football, we dominate basketball. You put us on the golf course, we dominate that. So they had to have something that they could take away. And by taking those things, you know, everything is done for a reason. It's systematically, they took Little League out of the inner cities, and that killed our will to even put our kids in it because it's expensive to play baseball these days.
Okay. Yes, sir. And so now we're going to expand. We're going to expand the globe. We're going to travel around the globe. We're going to go down under. We're going to go to Australia. We're going to Morgan Mitchell of Australia, an athlete out of Australia. Morgan Mitchell, Ebony Sports Reporters. Coach Julius Hall, what are your thoughts about, again, our sister down under, Morgan Mitchell, who father played basketball professionally? So what's your thoughts about Morgan Mitchell, Coach Julius Hall?
Well, they asked me to come and be her trainer. I got there late when she was stretching just now in the end, and I couldn't get there on time to help her. But she does great modeling for those outfits that she wears also. But I'm proud of Morgan. She's a great athlete and just a little too tall for me.
Okay. But again, we're in Australia. We come to the Aussies, so and the Kiwis and all of them. But then, Coach Stud, what's your thoughts with regards to Morgan Mitchell?
Great athlete. Coach Hall just mentioned it's in our DNA. We just athletic. Wherever you put us at, we're going to excel there. It's just in that Afro-American DNA. It's just in our DNA. And the father professional athlete is all written all in her DNA.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We do have another commercial. We're going to come back to another health and fitness, another commercial. This is Ebony Sports Reporters. It's Jamal Toure, Coach Julius Hall, and Coach Eric Stud in the house. And Ebony Sports Reporters is brought to you by One Price Cleaners that's located in Garden City, Georgia, and the Davis Bozeman Johnson Law Firm with offices in Savannah, Statesboro, and Atlanta. And we say support them no matter where you are. Legal matters. Guess what? You can contact them. One Price Cleaners. If you're here locally, support them also because they are the reason why we're able to come and give you this content like we're about to give to you right now. Tanya Andrea. She, again, health and fitness. She is also one doing weight training. So Coach Julius Hall, Tanya Andrea. Coach Stud, Tanya Andrea, how do you see her with regards to her health and fitness?
You muted.
You're muted, Coach Stud.
You muted.
Coach Stud, you're muted. You're muted. All right.
You good?
I'm good now.
Yes, sir.
I've been having a bad reception all evening. But health and fitness, she's good, but she's getting what I talked about early on the show, the man features. She's going too hard in there. She got to just fall back just a little bit. She's a good looking one.
Okay.
I'm liking this shoe with the videos. I'm liking your selection of videos.
Okay, and because of health and fitness and
Yes, sir.
athleticism?
Right, because of that.
Yes, sir. Okay. And you have any other thoughts about Tanya Andrea?
Yes. She's working out for that, like Coach Eric said. She is getting those features where she's probably putting on a little too much. No man is probably going to want to walk with her unless he's a little puny man and want her to be his bodyguard. So I would say that she needs to just slow down a little bit unless she's working out for competition. Now, if she's working out for competition where she's going to be in the bodybuilding, then that's something different.
Okay. All right. So again, Ebony Sports Reporters, Coach Julius Hall, Coach Eric Stud. And now we come to the Women's World Cup. They were in the round of 16. In the round of 16, you had Nigeria, Jamaica, and South Africa. All the women's soccer teams from those countries made it to the round of 16, to that knockout round. But what then occurred was this, that they did not get the support from their soccer federations of their countries. So the victories that they garnered was not based on, say, the federations from their countries, but tied to the people. One of them, Jamaica, had to do a GoFundMe with regards to that. And it was some people over here who played a role with helping with regards to the GoFundMe. And of course, folks in the Caribbean throughout in the diaspora. So Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regards to this? Again, Nigeria, South Africa, and Jamaica not getting the proper support. And again, I know some of y'all are going to say, well, the United States got knocked out. Just to let y'all know that U.S. got knocked out. So again, and there's some ramblings going on now with USA shocker with regards to women. So Coach Julius Hall, we focus on right now, Nigeria, South Africa, and also Jamaica.
Well, they should have been funded by their countries. I know that the Olympics is something that puts you on the world stage. These events put you on the world stage, like this World Soccer League, this soccer tournament. It puts you on the world stage and it highlights your country. And there's no reason that they should have had a GoFundMe to get there, because there's some money in the country to get you there. There's no reason for them to have had that. And I didn't know that we would if the track team ever need a sponsor, they need to call Our Black Media so we can see whether we can sponsor Jamaica girls. Not the boys, the Jamaica girls.
Okay. Shelly Ann Price. Did you hear Shelly Ann Price? Okay. Coach Stud, what's your thoughts with regard to this? That again, those teams not getting proper support from their countries, from their federations.
Someone might need to tell their countries that this is a world event. This is the Olympics. Like Coach Hall mentioned, this put their country on the map. This is a world event. And for them not to get the proper funding from the country, I cannot understand that. It was some funding to get them to where they was. But we all gonna say if the USA would have been in there, they would have made it more.
All right. So yes, and so now this video we had scheduled for last week, but again, it was a technical difficulty with regards to this video. But we want to showcase something again, that when it comes down to when you have individuals who are in charge of federations and athletic unions, and they don't do the right thing, and then they do it for some other reasons. And so this one, and we're not trying to put this particular athlete on the spot, but it goes more with regards to, again, administrators and people in charge of some of these athletic federations. And so this is a sprinter. Some of y'all may be familiar with it, some of you may not, and that's why we do Ebony Sports Reporters. So again, the event that took place, and Coach Julius Hall, the untrained sprinter. And this was a relative, the sprinter was supposed to be a relative of one of the officials for the Somalian athletic program. And so people have been embarrassed by this. People are saying people need to be fired with regard to this. So, Coach Julius Hall, what are your thoughts about situations like this? Because, again, we see something similar that happens with regards to, here go women who excel with regard to the World Cup.
Well, I'd like to just say this. She is not untrained. She was never supposed to be in there. You cannot run and beat anybody and be competitive at that weight and with all those clothes on in that particular sport. You weigh loose. You don't wear loose fitting clothes. You wear skin tight clothing so the air won't hold you up when you're sprinting. That was an embarrassment to the country. If you're gonna put somebody in it, you either put them in it to be competitive or you don't enter anybody in the competition at all. They believe in the woman being covered up, so why would you put somebody in there who isn't going to be competitive anyway? So no, it is an embarrassment. Whoever that was, I don't know why he would even do that. And first I thought it was a joke when I first saw it a few weeks ago, and then I thought that maybe it was a joke or somebody was pranking her. It was supposed to be in Special Olympics or something, and it wasn't. So no, that person who put it in there needs to be bumped side the head.
All right. And Coach Stud, what are your thoughts with regards to that?
I still think it was a prank after seeing it. Shouldn't have never put her in there like that. They should have just laid out of the race. Yeah, they need to be disciplined for that there. She was not physically fit enough to even be out there to begin.
Yeah, oh yes. And Coach Julius Hall, you said something, and again, it goes to Coach Stud, that people gonna say she was untrained, but in fact, like saying no, she should never been out there at all, and that's embarrassment for her, but also embarrassment for the entire country to see something like that. But yes, so now we're gonna move on to something else that might be embarrassing with regards to who were the winners and the losers regarding conference realignment. Who were the winners and losers regarding conference realignments that have been going on and taking place last month and this month right here? All these negotiations, I should say, last month and this month. Coach Julius Hall.
Well, who was it that only got 4 teams left in it? The Pac-10?
Yes,
They're the losers. The Big Ten is the winner because they only got 4 teams left in there. That's just crazy. You got to take those 4 teams now, and either you got to bring in some people like Idaho State or something. You got to bring in the Boise's or whoever that is and bring those little teams in and put them in that league so you can dominate it and get the big bowl games. Or either you got to leave and go to another division also, another conference, because they're not going to pay you to put those type of games on if with those small teams. They're not going to, the big TV station's not going to pay.
Okay. And so with regards to, again, winners and losers regarding conference realignment, Coach Stud.
No question about it. Big Ten was the big winner. And with the used to be the Pac-12, is the losers. They're going to have to get some more teams in there because that create the revenue. And just like he said, they're not going to pay you for those games. You got to have quality teams to get your TV ratings and for them to put you on TV. If you bring in Idaho in there, Boise State may can survive it, but Idaho Vandals, they're going to have to get some more teams out of them for there. What's that? What the remaining left going to have to join a major conference.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, absolutely. San Diego State. So, yes. Oh, yes. Excuse me. Now we come to a sport that Coach Julius Hall and Bernard Brown were a part of. And when you see the video, this is how they have functioned in the sport. And so now come to hurdles. Coach Julius Hall, did you see? Because I saw you went down low. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
And that was at the track at Jenkins, and that was them from Tompkins there. And so, Coach Stud, how do you feel about that? What's your thoughts with regard to that?
Lack of training now. You know, when you're doing them hurdles, you got to have better training, and that was lack of training now. Shouldn't have been running the hurdles.
Yeah, so
that was Jenkins High School.
That was, they came to Jenkins. They came to our track field there. And so what happened, which I'll be honest and say that what we did at Jenkins, those hurdles were not set properly. That the hurdles were not set how they should have been, especially when you got to the last set of them, that we had spaced them out even further. So that messed up. So that's why they didn't have the flow. And that's why Bernard Brown had knocked the last one down. He just knocked it down. Can we see that again, Coach Julius Hall? Can we see that one again? We're going to see Coach Bernard Brown, he just knocks it down. You see, Coach Bernard, he just pushes down his blue. He got his blue and his black. He just throws it down. So, Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts? You know, because people are going to say that actually the officials should be hung for what they did. So, go on, Coach Julius Hall. What's your thoughts with regards to that?
Well, that's just like a warrior. They said that y'all shouldn't be the Jenkins High Warriors. Y'all should be the Jenkins High Cheaters. Because if you're going to put my hurdles that much higher than your guys and then lower your guys on that much more lower than mine, than what the standard is, you're going to beat me every time because my guys got to jump a little higher. That means you got to come down a little later, and you still taking off. That's why y'all won.
Yeah, because even the spacing, because you saw the last set of them were not spaced properly. That's why some of them were going through it, because, again, the rhythm had been torn off. But, again, that's what happened when Wolverines try to come around us. That's what will occur. And so we got someone else, again, another athlete, Kiara Phillips.
Go ahead, it's your time, baby. It's your time, baby. Get my baby. That's the difference when you're my baby. That's how it is when you. Nobody make me stop the world. Tell me, what do we do when these people don't know what you've been through?
Kiara Phillips, again, health and fitness. She is about tone. Coach Julius Hall. What do you see with regard to Kiara Phillips, huh?
I think Bernard Brown requested that one. She was very fit. She was very toned. She didn't have too much of everything. She could stop there and just continue to just work out and not try to put on any more muscle. That was a perfect body.
Okay. All right. Coach Eric, Kiara Phillips.
Well, I see it a little different from Coach Hall. A little bit too masculine. Nice. Everything is fit, but just a little too masculine. A little bit too much muscles.
Okay. All right. So again, health and fitness, you all understand what comes into play again, and it's in the eye of the beholder, the person who's doing the training. And so we come to the last one, the one that was requested by Coach Bernard Brown, but you see he's not here. And this one is a special. It's a throwback. It's a throwback. We're gonna go back in time on this one right here. And again, it's Dr. J.
And you missed one with volleyball too.
Oh yeah. We go to volleyball. We can do the volleyball. Yeah, sorry about that. Volleyball.
Here we go, Greta. We got the music.
So, Coach Julius Hall, what do you see with regards to that? What are the elements? Some have gone and say, who was the most important component to all of that? But then what's your view? What's your thoughts with regards to
that? It was some dance, and I thought that I don't know what that was. I was trying to figure it out. I watched it several times to try to figure out what was the significance of it. I guess it was just being in tune with the other players and the rhythm and whether you were the timing of everything, how they got that together and got that. It's a different type of volleyball. I have no idea. They were just using a volleyball because nobody could stop.
They are a volleyball team that it was a time of relaxation. They're having fun. And so the coordination of that, right. So they're just doing something else. It was just them having fun at the pool. And so, but again, they are a volleyball team. So and that's what we want to show that. So yes.
Yeah, my only problem with it wasn't close up enough to see, whether they could do any modeling for those outfits that they had on. That was my only problem.
Okay. It was a technical thing for him, for Coach Julius Hall. It was technical. Yeah. Okay. Coach Stud.
They've done that on water. On land, they may be undefeated. Their coordination, everything was right there.
Yeah. The timing and all that. That was excellent. So yes, indeed. And so now we close out again with a special request from Coach Bernard Brown, who is not here tonight because he requested it last week when we had another video, and it go back in time. But NBA, we going back in time. Dr. J.
Before Michael Jordan.
It's 89-84. Sixers, and they get inside. And unbelievable. Julius Erving. Watch this fantastic move by the doctor.
Julius in the air, palming with the right hand, floating, reaching, and spinning it in. Incredible.
And back of the baseline. And so, Coach Stud, what is your thoughts with regards to that play by by Julius Erving, Dr. J.
Julius the Dr. Erving. That sounded like Brent Musburger that was calling that one there. That play there was unbelievable. That play that he made. I thought we would never see nothing better than Dr. J on the basketball court when I was a young kid coming up. That was just phenomenal.
All right. And Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regard to the doctor doing what he did?
One of the greatest plays ever that it showed the athleticism from back then. Guys started doing stuff like that, gliding from the free throw. Dr. J was the first one to do that. Going behind the backboard with these fancy layups, Dr. J. It just showed the athleticism of back in the day. These kids are super athletic now and can do a whole lot of stuff like Michael Jordan and Kobe and John Morant. It's a whole lot of athleticism in the NBA. But it's all over though.
Okay. All right. And so this has been Ebony Sports Reporters with Coach Julius Hall, Coach Eric Stud, Jamal Teray. We'll be back next week, and we say support all of our advertisers, and that is One Price Cleaners in Garden City, those in Garden City, and the Davis Bozeman Johnson Law Firm with offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. But guess what? You can contact them from around the entire world, and they can then go and get some attorneys to then work with them on your case. Yes. Ebony Sports Reporters, we'll see you on next week. We're out of here. Peace.
Like this.